The Olympian gods. The gods as Olympus were the main Greek gods who lived on the top of Mount Olympus. The Olympian gods rose to power by defeating the Titans in the War of the Titans, also called the Titanomachy. It is very common to refer to the Greek pantheon as the 12 Olympian gods. However, the ancient Greeks did not worship specific 12 gods. Instead, there were many more major and lesser, but nonetheless important, gods and others that were worshipped locally. The immortal Greek gods settled on the peak of Olympus. There, they built their divine palaces, and from there they looked upon the whole world. The ancient Greek religion is based on wisdom. People admired the gods immensely without envying them. Famous temples were built for them, and famous works of art were inspired by them. The gods reflected the ideals of the ancient Greek people. The Olympian Greek gods. Zeus. Zeus was recognized as the father of gods and humans. He regulated the celestial phenomena and defined the laws that govern people. He held the lightning bolt with one hand and the scepter with the other, which had an eagle at the top. He was known as the Lord of Justice. People respected and feared him at the same time. He was taking care of the families, keeping vigil in the home of every mortal and protecting strangers and passers-by from evil. Zeus' wife was the goddess Hera, to whom he was not always faithful. Greek mythology is full of love stories about Zeus, who liked to transform himself into anything he could think of and mingle with other goddesses or mortals. Demeter. Demeter was the Greek goddess of agriculture and protected the tree, plants, and grains. She was the first to make the earth fruitful and taught people how to grow wheat, barley, and other plants. Demeter is somewhat isolated from the 12 gods in ancient myths, and this is because she's an even more ancient goddess herself. The Greek received her cult from the Pelasgians, who originally lived in Greece. According to Greek mythology, Demeter's daughter is mentioned as Persephone, who was once abducted by god Hades and became his wife, were held in honor of Demeter. The most sacred and secret religious rites of ancient Greece, the Eleusinian mysteries. Poseidon. Poseidon was one of the 6 children of Cronus and Rhea and brother of Zeus. He was allotted the kingdom of the sea, but he was also considered the god of horses and earthquakes. This is why he was called the Earthshaker. He rarely lived on Olympus, preferring the depths of the ocean. He was sitting on a famous chariot drawn by immortal horses and holding in his hand the famous trident forged by the Cyclops. When Poseidon was angry, he plunged the trident into the sea and shook it whole from end to end. The sailors prayed to Poseidon so that he spares them from his wrath. Hades. Hades was the brother of Zeus and Poseidon and the god of the underworld. He was allotted this kingdom when the 3 took a draw to decide who will take each of 3 heavens, sea, and the underworld. He liked to live in the dark and shadowed world of the dead and was rarely seen on Olympus. This is why, although he is one of the most important gods, some lists do not include him in the 12 Olympians. He was also known as Pluto. Pluto in Greek means wealth. The earth is giving us a lot of treasures, and since Hades' kingdom is underneath it, the ancient Greeks believed that he was the one delivering the wealth to them. They actually preferred to call him Pluto because the name Hades was another name for the underworld, and they did not like the idea of death. The entrance to the underworld is guarded by a monstrous dog, Hades' favorite pet, the 3-headed Cerberus. In order for your soul to cross the silent river, you need to pay the ferryman, Charon, to carry you to the other side on his boat. Hera. Greek mythology presents Hera as a modest, measured and faithful woman, but at the same time very jealous. There are almost no myths that refer exclusively to Hera. Her name is almost always associated with the myths about Zeus. However, Hera does not present herself as a goddess submissive to her sovereign husband. She had a strong female personality, and she was the only one that dared to object to him. Goddess Hera was the sister of Zeus, daughter of the Titans Cronus and Rhea, and at the same time Zeus' wife. He symbolized and protected the sacred institution of marriage. She blessed and helped the women in labor.